sort of hit a spark the last 10 minutes. What do you attribute that to?
We made some shots. I thought we had pretty good shots. We're usually pretty good from the foul line. We struggle from the foul line. Doesn't do much good to throw it inside if, we're not going to make free throws. So, Beetle stepped up, played well. When we can play him at point, it gives us more scoring, obviously. I thought he and Issa, both of them played well. West made big shots again. And Derek was Derek.
I think in terms of Derek being Derek, I mean, not that he's going to double-double every game, but his rebounding, is that something you've seen consistently? Can you depend on that?
Well, he could be an elite rebounder. I don't think there's any doubt about that. His strength and his athleticism, he's got good hands. I think he could be an elite rebounder. We just got to get him to understand. He makes some dumb plays. He made the play where the guy had no chance to make the shot, and he put his hands down and smacked him across the arms. And we just got to get him to be a little more sound, and be nice if we could run a set with him. That'd help too.
He said Eric tried to get him to slow down a little.
We all did, short of shooting him up with some kind of downer. Yeah, probably not, but yeah, he was that way in high school. He just goes too fast, and once he gets slowed down, he's pretty good. We get him to get slowed down, get his head on the rim. He didn't have his head on the rim today.
He passes well.
He's a willing passer. I don't know if he's a good passer, but he's a very willing passer, which is rare. Especially with this team, it's rare. We're a dribbling team that can't dribble.
Has that been part of Jordan's struggle to get acclimated here, that he was able to break down people on the dribble in high school, and here he's got to figure out different ways?
Well, I mean, when you how do I say it? I can say it because I experienced it. When you lack the foot speed that other people have, you have to be a lot more intelligent. You have to understand about attacking the lead foot. Don't attack the back foot. Attack the lead foot. You have to understand about getting people off balance. You have to understand when you can. You look at tape and you try to figure out who you can get up in the air and get under. To get to the foul line. I think the play. It looks like if that was Beetle, he probably has a layup, and two of them run him down and get the ball from him. But I don't think he understands sometimes the effort that he has to put forward, because he's just not as fast as those other guys, and that's okay. But you have to compensate with something, and. Generally speaking, I think intelligence is the thing. I think he got shook up when he shot that air ball. He made a couple shots, and I think he was feeling pretty good about himself, and then he shot that air ball, and then he kind of went it a little bit more in a shell.
Well, you get a lot of effort out of Beal most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But the play he made today, going out of bounds, flipping the ball back behind his back, getting back in bounds, and then finding him and giving him the ball. I mean, that was not only a big play in the game, but it kind of said something about him, didn't it?
Well, Bob, he's played hurt. I mean, he's been hurt. I think today's the healthiest he's been all year. He was able to get through the ball today. He was pushing everything because of his hand. And today, I thought he shot it well yesterday. And yesterday, I told him yesterday, we got to get you off the ball some, because you're going to have to score for us. And I like playing him and Chase together, because Chase is very capable of making shots as well. He didn't make any today, but generally speaking, he shoots it pretty well. It gives us two guys that we can get things spread to where Issa can do his thing off the ball, and hopefully we'll get somebody we can throw the ball to in the post.
You said that Beetle scores better, though, from or at least you like him better at the point because it gives you an extra scorer out there. But you started Jordan. You still starting getting a feel as to what that backcourt is going to look like?
Mm-mm. No, because we haven't had him. You know, I mean, this is really. You think back, we scrimmaged Purdue and Beetle and Sags don't play. Beetle has played hurt pretty much the whole year. He played the first game in Myrtle Beach, and then he hurt the same hand again. It's hard to be a point guard when you don't have a hand. So, you know, I think he's just now. I think that today was good for him, and I think he'll continue to make some strides as a point guard. He had no chance to be a point guard before. Yeah. You know, and that's why we're trying to work with Knapp. We're trying to work with Jordan. Yesterday, last 2 days, Jordan was way better than Knapp, so we started him. And I really believe that, you know, I know as a player when you play pretty well and kick the guys behind that's playing ahead of you, and then you never get back in the game. You don't get in the game. They play that guy ahead of you. It's frustrating. So, wanted to reward them for having good practices. I'd like to play Beetle off the ball, but unless we play Jermaine at point, I don't know. I don't know at this point in time what we're going to do. And there's no reason why Knapp or Jordan aren't capable of doing it. They just haven't done it. But then again, we're playing a better schedule than we played before, guys. I mean, we're playing a way better schedule. And that has a lot to do with it. And, you know, before we were playing where we were winning by 35 and 40, and you could set those guys, you could set, you know, JC and Dax down and play those other guys, and they got some experience. It's tough to get them the kind of experience that they got before.
Issa said you and him had a talk after the last ball game, but he didn't really go into what was said. But he said the talk worked.
Well, see, you can't put that in the paper. Those are the, you know, when you put them like those like question marks and slashes and all that stuff, like in a.
Anything that in particular that worked from that conversation, or just he just played harder?
He played more within himself. You know, I think that he and Beetle and sometimes Lamont and they want to contribute and they press, you know, rather than just letting the game come to them. And I thought Issa, without a question, was doing that. I mean, he was turning it over at an alarming rate, and it was because he was pressing. And you know, I wanted to kind of get him slowed down to where he was good today because he slowed down. He took really good shots. He only ran over one guy today. And that's a hell of an improvement. You know, Lamont struggled today.
So should I use more exclamation marks when I say the talk about that? Was it more question marks or exclamation marks?
It wasn't bad. A couple timeouts might have been, but no, after the game wasn't. You know, it was just do what you can do, man. You know, the fallacy is these guys think that they have to play off the dribble. Well, nobody wants them to play off the dribble. Nobody. You know, that's not that. Issa's thing is he's really good off the ball. He's really good at curls. He made a big basket for us today after a timeout where we ran a curl for him, and he's really good at that. He's really good at getting his shoulders turned and absorbing contact and scoring.
Coach, when you're talking about like Issa pressing early on, how much of that
Justin, good to see you. I didn't see you sneak in back there. Yeah.
How much of that is just, you know, him, you know, being a senior and just trying to, you know, become the guy, so to speak, and, you know, how much of that plays into something like that?
I don't know. You know, we dribble the ball too much. We don't have guys that can like just go by people and get it at the rim, and we're not very good at driving it and pitching it. We're not a penetrating pitch deal. But we've had a lot of years like that. You know, we've had a lot of years like that, but we passed the ball. Our spacing was good. You know, there was a situation where one of our freshmen caught it on the wing. Issa was wide open in the corner. I mean, wide open. He dribbled it twice like he was going to like pull in the defense and then threw it to Issa. He didn't have to do that. He didn't need to dribble it twice. I mean, there are times you need to get in the gap and collapse the defense. That wasn't one of them. And we have this Issa today. I mean, fortunately, he dribbled off of the other guy's foot, not his. You know. But just grab it and dribble it. That's bad basketball. I mean, there isn't a basketball guy in the world that would say that's good basketball. It's bad basketball. Catch it and square up and see what you got.
You have to like a lot. Only 12 turnovers today, and
Yeah.
only 2 from one person.
Yeah, we're getting better. We have spent an enormous amount of time on it. But Bob, our turnovers come from forcing things. Our turnovers, our bad shots, they come from forcing things, not taking what we have. And I think we have enough guys, if we could ever get them to just do what they can do and what they're good at doing, instead of trying to be somebody they're not, I think we'd have a pretty good team. But it's been a fist fight now to get them to do that.
Well, particularly with Ahmad, Culver, and Harris, could this be a good rebounding team, or at least that line?
Should be. Yeah, it should be. Derek pursues the ball as well as anybody we've had. And Issa has historically been particularly a good offensive rebounder. Wes has gotten hard rebounds for us. He got a couple hard ones again today. And Lamont's rebounded it in the past.
Coach, you were talking about the schedule, and obviously, you guys have played a lot of different systems and philosophies over the course of the first 12. How much does that help you, to prepare for what this gauntlet you guys are probably going to face coming up in conference play?
I don't know how much it helps our older guys, Justin, honestly, but I think it helps our younger guys. What we tried to do was try to figure out who was picked to win their league and try to play all those people. The Rhode Island thing was, that was an ESPN deal, and obviously the deal in Myrtle Beach was an ESPN deal. But aside from that, we tried to play people that we thought could win their league and be in a tournament that would help us in March. We didn't come out of it as well as certainly we wanted to. But Western Kentucky beats Wisconsin last night by double figures. I mean, they're talented. They're like most people. They don't play all the time.